Today on the show, I'm gonna attempt to explain the cultural firestorm that is the Ghostbusters movie.
I'm so confused.
Aren't we all?
I've been living on a desert island for the last 3 months, and I came back, and what's going on with this new movie? What's all this buzz?
So here we go. I'm gonna try to be the voice of reason in an insane world. Here's what went down. In the springtime, Sony released a trailer for their new Ghostbusters remake. It had a huge backlash and became the most disliked new movie trailer ever to be released on YouTube. And that's saying something.
The most ever?
The backlash was so bad that Sony was freaking out. They were deleting negative comments left and right. It was super nuts. And that led to a lot of internet personalities, myself included, chiming in on what we thought about the new trailer, which led to just media outlets chiming in their 2 cents on what's going on, which led to Donald Trump chiming in on what he thinks is going on. I was even quoted in the New York Times about it. So yeah, this shit got real crazy real fast.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
So what's your opinion on the whole situation then?
I'm at this point I'm against remakes and reboots because I've just seen so many bad ones. I haven't seen people making good ones, all right? If people wanted to make a great remake or reboot, sure, I'm in, but that's not what they're doing, okay? What Hollywood is doing is they're being very, very lazy, okay? They're taking a movie that worked and then they're just gonna redo it now and take the same beats and da-da-da-da, and again, paint by numbers movies. It's an algorithm and there's no real heart to it. There's nobody who really cares that's involved. It's just feels like a bunch of executives who need to make money, and that's why they're making this. And they know that people know this name, and so people are, oh, Ghostbusters, I've heard of that, so they're gonna go see it, and people keep going to see it, and so they keep making movies like this, and that sucks. And I'm not opposed to having an all-female Ghostbusters team, that could be cool. But I would like people to just make a real movie around it. And it especially sucks when a movie that you love from the past is remade into some soulless zombie movie of today, okay? It's a bummer. It's a little bit of a bummer. Not that it destroys the original at all. The old ones aren't tarnished at all for me, but it is just god damn it, make a new movie or do something that doesn't suck. For me, movies aren't just consumable entertainment. To me, they're art. That's what I want to see. I want to see movies that have something to teach me, that have a director who really believes in it, or a script that's really amazing, or actors who are just killing it in these roles. I need to see people having fun doing this and just creating new stuff and pushing the boundaries of art and making me think about things and making me see the world in different ways and expanding my consciousness. That's what I use movies for. It's not just about escapism. It's also about, refining one's soul through the process of viewing art. And even though movies may not be considered high art to some people, it is the art form that the most people are exposed to around the world. And I think that it's really important that we have good ones because that's the most art that a lot of people get in their lives. So what I'm saying is that movies are important to our culture. And I'm not gonna be doing a full review on the Ghostbusters movie. I saw it. I was bored to death watching it. The ghosts look like CGI Haunted Mansion characters. I don't care. Characters were flat and boring. The villain was stupid. There was a funny Jaws joke in there. I say that. I thought there was a funny Jaws joke. There's not much to learn from it. It's just very consumable kind of drivel. And the thing is, and that has nothing to do with the women who play this. All of those women are really funny chicks, okay? But what they were given, the material they were given, was not awesome, okay? They were not given anything to work with. And from the perspective of regular moviegoers, a lot of you out there are gonna go, I saw it was fine, it was good, I laughed a couple of times. But the thing is you're not gonna remember this in a couple weeks. Shit, I was forgetting it right after I stepped out of the theater. So in the end, we have a movie that's not nearly as phenomenal as the cultural firestorm that it sparked off. So the whole thing starts off with some executives at Sony, right? They got this IP, they got Ghostbusters just sitting there on a shelf collecting dust, and they need to make some money. And so, Ghostbusters 3 has been in development hell. They can't figure that shit out apparently, which I don't think it's that hard, but they can't seem to figure it out. So what they do is you know what? Instead of just continuing the franchise, let's just do a paint by numbers remake. All right? Let's just redo the whole thing, all the beats, whatever. We'll just change it up a little bit. So that's what they do. They end up dropping the trailer. The trailer gets a lot of hate. You know, gets a lot of backlash, all these negative comments. I mean, so many negative comments, so many thumbs down. And so Sony, they're looking at these comments. I mean, they are going through and deleting them, so you know they're reading them. And so when they're reading these comments, part of the comment section is misogynists. All right, we got the misogynist group. They come in and they're like, I hate women. I don't want a female Ghostbuster. You're ruining Ghostbusters with women. And those people are saying that it's terrible just because it's all women, right? And the thing is like, if you look at a comment section on YouTube, like, you're gonna see misogynist comments, okay? The comment section on YouTube is a foul, terrible place where, like, America shows its ugly side, the world shows its ugly side, all right? So then in response to all the misogynist comments, you have the feminists in their comments. They're coming back and they're saying, you know, fuck you, we can't have a female Ghostbusters team, you know? Like, what's the problem with that, you know? And they get all upset. And so Sony, seeing this happening, right, in the comment section, they're like, fuck, you know, the people who know what's up, like, know that this is a shitty movie, okay? So we've got to silence these people. How do we silence them? We bury them. We bury them by creating a gender war and spinning this into some giant cultural touchstone of gender politics, all right? And then they feed that to the mass media, okay? So the mass media picks up this story and they start running with it, you know? Because here's the thing, all right? They just need shit. They just need clicks and watches and people turning on the TV, okay? So they're just gonna take the most simplistic, like, argument that there ever was and they're gonna push that fucking deal, okay? And that's what this is. They're like, oh, there's this new movie, this Ghostbusters movie, it's got all these women in it, and there's all these men online hating on it, and that sucks, and this is girl power, you know? This movie is some sort of testament to female empowerment. And that's the story, okay? And then Sony's like, yes, this is about female empowerment. Yes, this isn't about us just trying to make a quick buck off of people. So then you have the mainstream public, all right? And they're receiving this message from the mass media saying, you should support this film if you support women or you're a jerk. And the mainstream public, like, you know, they want to know what all the fuss is about. They're hearing all this stuff from the mass media. You know, they've had a long week at the 9-to-5 job, you know, and they haven't done all the research. They don't want to do all the research. They just want to go, oh, I've heard of this. This is a thing to talk about around the water cooler. I guess I'll go see it. So meanwhile, Sony has successfully spun this into great PR for themselves. I mean, this is like brilliant marketing, but I mean, it's like a little nefarious, but it's totally brilliant. And so now they're gonna make some money and hopefully make their money back. And then they're gonna go, we did it again! We did it again!
I should have never left my tropical island for this.
Within minutes of posting my Ghostbusters review, I was inundated with reactions and replies on Twitter and really all over social media, with a large number of people, and predominantly male critics, claiming that I was sexist and anti-feminist because I was so harsh on a movie with 4 female leads. I think that's patently ridiculous. I think it would be condescending to give it a pass and say, hey, good intentions, and isn't it great that they put all females in the lead? That's not the way you review movies. You review movies on their own merit. I love Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy and Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones, all 4 of them very talented. Paul Feig, the director, I've been a fan of a lot of his work. In this case, I thought the movie was unfunny, uninspired, loud, annoying, and just a huge disappointment. I stand by that review.
My perspective on the situation and why this movie is getting a higher rating than it deserves is because of people being afraid of a witch hunt, you know? Because if you say, I didn't like this movie, you're gonna be attacked for being a misogynist, which is completely unfair. So, you know, guys out there are like, oh, it was good, I liked it, because they don't want to get fucking torn down like James Rolfe for like no fucking reason for being honest about a shitty movie. And then, on the other hand, you have people that are like, this movie was kind of mediocre, it wasn't that great, but yay, girl power, and I want to see more movies with women. So I'm going to give this movie a better rating because I'm trying to push having more women in films, you know, which it's a good intention, but it's still not honest, okay? It's still not honest. And the honest truth is, this movie is blasé as fuck, and it should have never been made. And I'd also like to say something about the witch hunt that happened for James Rolfe over at Cinemassacre. Like, that was really unnecessary and uncalled for. I watched his video. I agree with everything he said. He was not being a dick. He's not a misogynist. Like, you guys, like, that sucks. So, I'm sorry, dude. It's not fair. That's not fair. And the only reason that he got fucked over and not me, even though we're saying the same things, is because I'm a woman. Okay, and that's like, people can't tell me I'm a misogynist. I'm not a misogynist. I'm for women because I am one, and I would like to get paid as much as a man to do the same things. But see, these are real problems, okay? Ghostbusters is not a real feminist problem, okay? This is like a false flag feminist problem, okay? My real problems are when I go into a meeting to discuss making a comic book show, and there's 4 men in the room who have never made a comic book show in their fucking lives, and nobody's listening to a goddamn word I have to say because I'm a fucking woman. That's the shit that I fucking worry about, okay? That's the shit that I really deal with as a woman. Look, sexism is a real thing, all right? Trust me on this, it's a real thing. But I think it's just really gross for a movie studio like Sony to like commandeer this idea to try to profit off of it, to cover up the fact that they've just made a whatever movie. This is not helping things. Like, Ghostbusters is not helping things. It's crazy out there. Cats and dogs living together. While misogynists are a problem, I think they're being blown out of proportion to fit the narrative. And the original director, Ivan Reitman, has hopped on board and put in his 2 cents. And he says that he doesn't feel like the backlash towards this film really is about misogyny. He feels like the backlash that he's seen is about how the people who love this film were like 8 or 9 when this movie came out, okay? And it was just like this really big cinematic experience in their lives, and so that's why they're so precious of it. And I do really feel for these women in this movie. I really feel so bad for them because, you know, unfortunately, there are crazy misogynist people on the internet, and so they're having to see just the filth, this filth from the internet that they're not used to, okay? Because, like, they're not on YouTube, all right? They don't have to deal with shit like this. Like, they're, like, in some show in another reality on Saturday Night Live, okay? They don't have to read fucking comments for a living. And, man, that just must be a super bummer for them. But here's my advice for future actors, all right? When they hand you the script for the Goonies remake or the Back to the Future remake, just don't do it, okay? Don't get involved, okay? Because, like, I feel like Sony may have spun this one correctly, but whatever the next one is, this backlash is real. People just are over it with these remakes and reboots. And thank you to our super patrons on Patreon, Mary Sellers, Jennifer Goad, Joseph Severin, Paul Barnett, and David Jury. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your support. And also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Oh, and by the way, we made a ghost movie, a funny ghost comedy movie, a few years ago. Tyson Wheeler directed it and wrote it, and I produced it, called Ghost Perv. It is now available. You can check it out on our channel. There's also a link in the description below, and it stars Tyson's friend Brett.
Ghost Perv?
Yeah, Ghost Perv.
What did you do on Ghost Perv?
Ghost Perv, I did a lot of stuff. You know, producing sounds a really fancy term for I did a little bit of fucking everything. Painted some walls and made a set, made a living room into a fucking hospital room. Had to track down some props. Got craft services from Subway for everybody. Got sandwiches. What else did I do? I schlepped some gear. And I also designed the poster for the official movie poster.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was a selection in a couple of film festivals, Dragon Con Film Fest being one.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, didn't win anything, but... And it's rated hard R. So it's a hard R. Don't show your children, all right? It's too much for their little eyes. There's a lot of perving going on in there. So check it out, Ghost Perv. There's a link in the description. There's a link in the description below. Check out our Mr. Robot Season 1 review. We just put it out. It's like one of my favorite shows. If you want to see me not bitching about something and being really positive, check it out.
And you worked on that for like 2 weeks?
Yeah, we worked on that hard. Like, it's like 30 minutes long almost. It's an intense friggin' video. So check it out, man. It's really good. You guys aren't watching it enough. It's pissing me off. Yeah, that's why we keep getting reboots, because when something actually great comes out, nobody fucking watches it. You know, nobody watches Mr. Robot, and then they're not watching my review of Mr. Robot. It's pissing me off. Damn it.